Take you back to New Hanover in KwaZulu-Natal, where the body of a woman has been recovered during search operations. Authorities are still searching for two other people who were swept away by yesterday's floods. Newzroom Afrika's Sletiwe Ndlovu joins us live from there. Sletiwe, so the body of the female has now been recovered. Are authorities hopeful that there's a possibility that the other two bodies could be found, possibly in the same vicinity of which the female body has been found?
Well, there's no indication as yet in terms of where those other two individuals are. Of course, we had received a confirmation from the Department of Cooperative Governance that the search and rescue for those other two people is continuing. At this particular moment, Skatleho, as you can see from behind me, there's a number of teams that are actually continuing with that operation of retrieving the body. It has been located, but it's yet to be retrieved from the river. Of course, earlier on we had indicated that there was a few issues or difficulties in terms of retrieving the body, especially because the river seems to be located in a wooded area. I'm going to bring in the mayor of uMshwathi, who's going to speak to us. Firstly, Mayor, thank you so much for your time. I want to start off by speaking about the very important interventions that are going to be provided for the affected communities.
No, thank you very much. Greetings to the viewers. We are trying by all means since yesterday. The first intervention we tried to come up with was about allocating them the space to sleep. We've accessed the community hall. Ward councillor was there, and also the school nearby, St. Joseph. They agreed that we can use some of the classes just to accommodate them. But unfortunately, last night, no one was willing to be accommodated. Although we moved them out of those dilapidated houses, they said they would sleep with their neighbors. But our offer still stands that whoever needs a accommodation, we will use that one. Then another intervention which is on the pipeline. I've spoken to MEC Uduma, MEC for Human Settlement in the province. He said we must look at the possibility of identifying an area where he can help us putting some temporary residential unit. So that will be a major help because the hall and the school is just a temporal one. If we can get the TRUs, that can help us a lot.
Mayor, I want to go back to something that you mentioned. The affected communities refuse to move into the community halls that are being provided for them. Did they indicate why they were reluctant to move?
I think the reluctance was due to that they know that immediately we are taking them there. We will need their details, we will verify them. And if ever we need their details, the IDs and all that will help. We have just noticed that most of the affected communities who are staying in these muddy houses along the river are foreign nationals. I think that's one of the reasons why they decided that no, they will sleep with the neighbors and all that, because they know maybe some of them are not here legally. So I think they were scared of that one.
I want to talk about the houses along the river, Mayor. Have people been warned before? Have they been told that they need to move from the riverbank? Of course, we know that in situations such as this one, people that have their homes along the riverbanks are likely to be the first ones that are affected. So has there ever been any communications in terms of getting them to actually move from that area?
We have been in all our community or public meetings we are having. Say we are having an IDP, mayor IDP meeting. One of the things we don't leave out is an awareness campaign on those who are not only in here in Ward 2, but the whole of uMshwathi. We used to tell them that building houses in the floodplain is a major hazard, is hazardous. That's why if you can just see those houses, most of them are informal houses. There's maybe 2 or 3 which are formal houses which were built, and there was a distance between the river and them. But most of them, those who are in a floodplain, informal structures. But to answer your question directly, in all our meetings we used to conscientize them of staying in the floodplain. Some of them even said, hey, we've been here for long. And I used to say, because I was born around here, tell them that the last flood like this was in 1987. They said, 87 is far away. I said, but it can happen that one day this will happen. And today I'm being proved correct that this can happen no matter how long it will take.
Mayor, thank you very much for your time this morning. That's the mayor of uMshwathi there, speaking about how they have been warning a number of residents in the area from moving. Of course, we are hearing that those people have been along the riverbanks for quite some time. Even we ourselves, as we were coming to this very area, we saw that some of them do use that river for a number of things, such as washing pots. So at this point, there's no indication in terms of why they hadn't actually moved over the past few years. But we understand that from last night, a lot of them were told to move to community halls, but it seems as if they were quite reluctant. The search, or rather the retrieval process, as you can see, is continuing this morning. That's the retrieval of the body of the female that was located a couple of hours ago. The search and rescue for those other 2 individuals is also continuing at this moment. Katleho.
All right, Sletu and Ndlovu bringing us the latest from KZN with regards to those flash floods and the body that is now being retrieved amidst those woody areas.